School Superintendent Dr. Cavanaugh updated on the COVID-19 situation in Hopkinton Public Schools.
Have you been going into work?
Oh, I surely have. Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. I double mask. I stay pretty isolated in my office, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
If
good.
I test negative, I feel fine going to work.
Okay, good. So I do want to chat a little bit about the schools and what you're observing there and how you're seeing things going. I do think that, I would like to just kind of get the elephant out of the room first, and let's get some COVID updates. What are you hearing from DESE, or what's happening with interactions with the town, and just what's the latest everything COVID?
Sure. So just last week, actually, DESE came out and said, voila, we now have two options. You had to pick A or B. And I didn't think A was so favorable, but I thought B was less favorable. So um, the district is going with option A. And option A, it means that we can do symptomatic testing in the schools. So say, for example, there's a staff member or a student who starts to present with symptoms during the day. That person can go to the nurse's office and the nurse can test that person for symptoms of COVID or for COVID positivity or negativity. So that I think is actually very helpful. But the second piece of it is the state is going to be providing test kits. So you know how when you get the COVID test kit, you'll typically get two tests inside the box.
Yep.
Every other week, we'll send students and staff home with one of those test kits, as long as they've enrolled in the program. And we'll send them home on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, they'll actually test at home. And if they test negative, they come to school. And if they test positive, there's an online form that they should fill out. But I think that this alleviates a lot of pressure from the schools. Before we were doing so much of the testing in school, that now if kids are testing outside of school, it will be helpful to identify positivity, but it will also be really nice to just have that take place outside of school, and we can focus on teaching and learning.
Yes. Oh, that's good. Now, I don't have oversight into a lot of the information from a lot of the schools. I do get emails concerning the high school, and it did seem to me that before the break, there was kind of a strong blip of COVID occurring. And in the past, few weeks that we've been back, I haven't really seen that much. What are you seeing from your perspective?
Yes, in early December, we had so many COVID cases. They were just coming fast and furious. And I know that parents, students, teachers, they were alarmed by the numbers that we were seeing. And according to Sean McCall, if we started to get some Omicron variant in our schools, maybe a little bit earlier than some of the other communities did. So we know that Omicron is so rapidly spreading, super contagious. And so, I think that accounts for how many absences we had and positive tests that we had throughout the month of December. But we are starting to see the cases come down pretty significantly now. I don't know if it might have been the middle school today when it reported its case numbers out. I think there was only one student, or no, one person, I should say. I don't know if it was a student or a staff member who had tested positive there. So it's kind of nice to watch those numbers diminish. There was a 3-week period in January where, over 3 weeks' time, when I report to DESE, we had 558 cases in 3 weeks' time.
Wow.
Huge,
Wow.
isn't it?
Yeah.
That's huge. Yeah.
Out of, what's our student body? 3,000 people or close?
It's just over 4,000, about
All right.
4,010, 15-ish.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
That's a significant number.
That is a significant number. And so we were doing that day 6 testing. So if you were returning on day 6, you could test. And if you were negative, come back to school. If you were positive, we would send you home until day 10. And, we were really doing that because the CDC had said, if you test positive on day 6, you could be shedding the virus at least until day 8. There was a high likelihood. So,
yeah.
But now I feel like with the numbers coming down and COVID seemingly being far more under control and kids doing the at-home testing, today was the first day that we stopped the morning testing. And of course, our kids have to stay, the returners really need to make sure that they are wearing their masks properly. And when they eat snack or they eat lunch, they are separated from the kids who, are not COVID positive, because we just want to make sure that if there is any virus shedding when the masks are off, it's not going to spread to others.